Have you ever received dividends from your stocks or your ETFs and the money is so small that you don't even know what to do with it? And what if I told you that those tiny dividends can quietly build you wealth automatically without even you lifting a finger? So in this video today, I'm showing you how auto reinvesting dividends works and the apps in Nigeria that allow it so you can grow faster without extra stress. So welcome to Money Mindset with Ima, where we teach you that money has a mindset. If you are meeting me for the first time, I am Immaculata, a certified financial advisor with over 7 years of experience helping people build financial freedom. Today's video is inspired by a powerful comment from someone who said nobody is talking about NJX stocks and ETF dividend auto reinvest. Which apps offers auto reinvest in Nigeria? And he said he wants to start investing with auto reinvest. So now, this is such an important question because dividend auto reinvestment is one of the most underrated wealth building tools in Nigeria. And so today I'm going to explain what auto reinvest means, how it works, and the apps in Nigeria that actually support it. So let's get into it. First, we need to know what exactly is dividend auto reinvest. So it simply means that whenever your stocks, your ETFs or mutual funds pay dividends, instead of sending that money to your bank account, the system automatically uses the dividend to buy more units or more shares for you. So that is what that means. No manual work, no thinking, no stress. So your money just keeps compounding quietly in the background. So that is what it's all about. So you see, this is powerful because your number of units keeps increasing. Even small dividends start adding up. And over time, you earn more returns, not just on your capital, but also on your past dividends. That is how long-term investors build massive portfolios, consistently reinvesting, even when it looks small. So now, the next question is, does the Nigerian Stock Exchange support automatic dividend reinvestment? For me, right now, the NJX itself does not have a universal drip system like the United States. So traditional stockbrokers in Nigeria usually pay dividend directly into your bank account, and that is how I'll be receiving my dividends. But the good news is that some modern investment apps have created their own internal auto reinvest features. These are the apps Nigerians can also use today if you want your dividend to automatically grow your portfolio. So you can use those apps. So the first app to use that does auto reinvest is reinvest. Rise automatically reinvest returns inside their ETF-based portfolios like the Build Wealth Plan or the Stocks Plan. So anytime your returns come in, Rise compounds it for you without asking. So this is perfect for people who want global ETF exposure in dollar. So Rise does reinvest on their ETF, dollar ETFs and so on. Then the second app is the Bamboo. Bamboo allows dividend reinvestment depending on the stock or the ETF. So you can choose to reinvest your dividend back into the same asset instead of withdrawing it as cash. So this works mostly for US stocks and ETFs. Then the third app is Chaka. Chaka allows you to reinvest dividend manually, and some securities also support automatic reinvest depending on availability. So if you invest in ETFs or US stocks on Chaka, you can enable that reinvest option at the back end on their setting. That's where you enable that. So the fourth app is Trove. Trove also gives you the option to reinvest dividend back into the same stock or ETF. You simply go to your settings and choose reinvest instead of receiving cash. So now let's talk about Nigeria-based mutual funds. If you invest in mutual funds like the ARM, the Stanbic IBTC, FBN Quest, Meristem, Codros, United Capital. So in all these companies, you can actually choose the dividend reinvest option during account opening because it is written on the form. So you can tick reinvest dividend. It is there on the form, but if you don't tick that, that means you mean your dividend should be paid to your bank account. So that is why most people don't know this. So when they fill the form to open this account, they don't tick reinvest. But if you have an account officer, the account officer ought to guide you on how to fill in the form, and they tell you the necessary things to tick on the form. You understand? So if you're doing mutual funds, money market, all those ones, it is always on the form. When you're filling the form, you will see where they say reinvest dividend. You have to tick it. But the moment you leave that blank, then your dividend will be paid to you, to your bank account every time, and it will be so small that it won't mean anything or it won't be useful to you. So anytime the form pays interest or dividends, it automatically adds more units to your investments. That is how it works. So this is the easiest form of auto reinvest in Nigeria that I know, and it works beautifully for money market funds, bonds funds, and balance funds. So if you have anything mutual fund, you can always tick that reinvest. So now, how do you set up auto reinvest? If you are using an app like the rice I mentioned earlier, Trove, Bamboo, or Chaka, what you do is simply go to your dividend settings inside the app and then select reinvest. So if you're using mutual funds, choose the reinvest option like I explained earlier during account opening, or request the fund manager to switch your dividend preference to reinvest. That is when you have filled the form and you've opened the account and they'll be sending you this dividend into your bank account. That means sending small monies like that. So if you know that these monies you can't even reinvest, what you do is you tell your fund manager or whoever is your account officer there to help you correct it to reinvest instead of paying the interest to your bank account. So that is it. Once it is enabled, every future dividend automatically buys more units for you. So you keep growing effortlessly even while you are sleeping. You see, that is how it works. Let me tell you why this matters. Most people get dividends like 200 naira, 600 naira, 1500 naira, and they think it is too small. So they withdraw it and spend it maybe buying data with it. But the people who build wealth take that same small money and reinvest it over and over again. This is how compounding turns tiny dividends into long-term wealth. You see why it is very necessary. You have to enable that. So if you're watching this, take this as your sign to stop withdrawing your dividends and then start reinvesting them. Let your money work harder for you. So if you want me to create a part 2 where I show the exact settings inside each app step by step on screen, just type yes Ima in the comment section and I will do a video on that. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this, because a lot of people need to hear this information so they can do things rightly. And remember this, money has a mindset. So think smart, act wisely, and grow your wealth. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.